Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today playing Lego Fortnite where we are going to build our house. So before the video, or between the last stream and the video, I have put in some more foundations and put in the walls just to make the build a bit easier, because this has taken quite a while to figure out because of the uneven terrain. But we're going to start by putting the walls in. So we've got the double high wall all the way around, just so that we can have a second floor. So we're just going to place the walls in like this. We're using the brick walls, and we're going to make it go to the corner using the different size walls. So the corner piece can be the brick corner piece to keep it looking good on either side. So I will come back when I have the building sorted. Okay, so we have the walls in. So we kind of at least have somewhat of a layout. I just need to fill in the last little bit of the walls and do the interior walls and just put the corner pieces in. So this is the corner piece I'm doing. It's a little bit awkward to place here just because obviously I'm extending this onto the garage. So a little bit more awkward to do this building, and off camera it has taken quite a while just to figure the layout out, because I think I spent about 2 hours trying to figure out the foundations before even starting this video. But it shouldn't take long to actually build the build now, because I have actually got at least somewhat of the foundations in, and I know what the building is now going to look like. So we're just going to continue to try and sort the corner pieces so that the building is a bit more complete, and then we will start putting in floors, ceilings, and we obviously have a roof to do. And we will talk through the layout of what rooms are going to be what. So we've got the hallway in here, which we're going to just stick a lamp in just so we have a bit more light when it gets dark. So yeah, we'll talk through what each room's going to be. I won't finish doing this video because it has taken quite a while to do the building, and I, to be honest, do not actually have time to do the furnishings. But you can just see me there putting in the interior walls, just trying to get it to snap in place. The whole building is built with the brick walls, because I think it looks nice for the outside. So I'm just going to sort the interior walls out, and then we will get to sorting out floors, ceilings, and then for the end of the video we will make sure we are getting the roof sorted. As you can see, things didn't quite level out because I did make a slight mistake, but it's not a problem. But we will just get that sorted, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, so I've sorted out the wall. It was a bit awkward because I had to change an exterior wall quickly because the walls weren't quite working, because some of the large walls have little kind of shelf points in just so that the floors work. However, it was annoyingly not working. However, I'm now going to put the floors in. So this could be the second floor, doubling up as the ceiling. So this could be the floor for the upstairs as well as the ceiling for the downstairs. And then once we've done this, we'll make sure to get the stairs in. So we're just going to get this built out. We're using, I believe, it's a wooden floor for this. The foundation is a stone foundation. You can just see me now trying to figure out the stairs, making sure that they are working as they need to, so we can get up and down and onto the first floor without climbing and jumping, which will hopefully work well. You can see me now. Now that I've got the stairs in, I can now put the floor going around the stairs. I believe you can see in the top corner, I am ready to now take my village to level 10, or at least I believe I should be soon. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'll do that probably in the next live stream or a video after that. We will have to see. But you can now see me going into the hallway area to put the ceiling in and to then do the floor. Just there trying to figure out where the corner is to get it perfectly in the corner. We're using the large floors as much as we can before then going down and making it a smaller one, just so that it's a bit more careful on the amount of resource we are using to make this house. So just there, you're going to see me just sort of to get an even smaller floor, and then I think I need an even smaller one again just to finish up the flooring in the house. So now that we have that sorted, I'll talk through kind of the layout of the house, what we're going to have for the house. So we are going to have kind of a, next to the hallway and kind of entry area, we're going to next to that do a living room, and then probably have a kitchen upstairs with our bedroom upstairs. And then obviously next to the building we've got the garage where we have a bunch of our workstations that we need. You can see what the kind of floor looks like on the top there. And that's what the floor will be like for our bedroom and kitchen. Obviously if there is rugs, we might put a rug in the bedroom just to make it look a bit different. But for now, we're not doing the furnishings. As I say, we'll do that in a future stream or video. But you can at least kind of see what we have for the floor. Obviously, we've got floor, stairs, and all the walls in place now. And yeah, this is going to be the living room. This is the hallway area. And then we've got a kitchen here, and then the bedroom in the last room here. And I just realised I have missed out part of the floor. So we're just going to fix that now by getting quite a small floor piece in just to finish it. We're doing, then we just grab a small white tile just to finish it off. It doesn't matter too much, it's not the same colour because I think it still kind of looks okay. And for some reason I am changing the floor. I am recording the audio after the video, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm changing the flooring, but once I've sorted it, we will get on with doing everything else. Okay, so the floor is now sorted. I don't know why I changed it, but I had to take out the whole floor, so I just cut that out because obviously I've already done it. And it's basically the same. I think I just needed to change a few things just to make it work a little bit better. We can now see me trying to do the roof. So we're going to do this. It was quite awkward for me to do the roof because I didn't think the roof through for doing this, and so I did have to kind of knock what I'm currently doing down and redo it. However, we will sort it. So I'll explain what I was doing here. So I put some ridges in and put a nice window roof in. And did this side, but then when I went to do the other side, it wasn't quite matching up properly. However, as I say, we did sort it eventually. As when I realised there was a problem, I just went and quickly fixed it. It didn't take too long to do the roof overall. So let's just go and sort the roof. now with the correct size pieces as well, because I also realized that I got the ridges in the wrong place anyway. You got to make sure you do the ridges correctly so that you have the right look on them as well. But that was one side done, and then obviously I'm going to try and do the other side and see if I can make it work. But as I say, it didn't quite match up very well, and so I will eventually end up knocking this down later in the video, just because we realised it just wasn't going to work, because as you can see there, it's going off the edge of the building. So now you can see me just knocking down the roof and redoing it. I think I'll start from the other side this time, just to make sure that it is all correct and it is working properly. So you can see me go over to the other side, where I can actually see where the walls are for this side, because it needs to all match up perfectly to make somewhat of a nice roof. So you can see that I'm trying to put in the same window roof that I put in on the other side a second ago. And you can see me kind of figuring out the pieces that we're going to need. And I fell off the side of the building, so we just need to go back inside. Oh, we can just actually go over the door to get back onto the wall to be able to put the final ridge in for this part of the roof. And then we can continue taking it up and doing the other side so that everything is matching up perfectly. And so that's the plan. The roof, as I say, it is the most awkward part of the house to do in LEGO Fortnite, especially when you aren't following the blueprints and just building freestyle. Is a bit awkward, but it is perfectly fine. And now, just because I know what pieces I've used on the other side, we're going to use those again just to figure out the ridges on the other side, I think. And then obviously we're going to go and build upwards, but I think I put the wrong size roof in there. So we're just going to go on to go upwards so that we can figure out where it's going to, or how high the roof is going to end up going. So, as you can see, we're going between the two sides, putting in this first roof panel. But I think this time I'm just going to put the ridge in first, just so I can see where it is going to be, so I can figure out which roof, or how to actually do the roof for this side. And I fell back again, so we'll just jump back onto the roof to see where it's going to go. And I'm actually just going to put this side of the ridges in for this side, just so I can see where everything is, and then I'll at least know where it is matching up. And this should at least tell me as well if everything is matching up perfectly, which I think I realized it wasn't going to match quite right. I think I needed to do the house a little bit longer. However, because as you can see, it was clipping over a bit. So we'll bring everything to the height we've already established will work. And then what we can do after that is then figure out how we'll do the top of the roof. So let's just get this sorted. Okay, so the roof is now all in place for the most part. So we're just going to finish putting in the ridges, and then we'll sort out the walls going through the roof to make sure everything is working properly, and so that actually the house is completed. So as you can see, we've got a big large gap there, so we're going to go down to the half walls and put some half walls in the gaps, and then for the larger gaps we can put some of the full size walls in, particularly for the gap in the middle, So as you can see where I'm putting in the half walls there. Once I've done that, you can see obviously we've got the middle piece. So we'll put a larger wall in there, one of the full size ones, just because that will work better. And that will obviously make the building look complete. And there you go, because you can see that's worked quite well. And then we'll just put some half walls on top of that, I do believe. I just need to sort this tree out, which keeps growing in the garage. So I just realised that I placed that block, the wall, in slightly the wrong place, I think, just because the walls don't quite match up perfectly. But I will try and make sure the side and where it's actually got a gap is hidden, because I don't believe this wall I'm going to be able to fit it in perfectly. But what we can do is we can just hide it using walls going out just a little bit, just to hide what the mistake that we have. And I've just fallen into the house again. It's quite awkward building on this, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying kind of figuring out the building on Lego Fortnite, and I absolutely love being creative, so it's not going to stop me if it is complicated. But there you go. So you can see I'm now covering up the slight gap, just putting a wall in the side, and I'll make sure that the wall doesn't look weird and it goes all the way up through the building, just so that it works correctly. So you can see I'm putting the half wall in above the original wall, or the larger wall, just so that it is all matching up correctly, just like that. Okay, yeah, so you can see me just figuring this out, making sure that where there is a gap in the wall, it is all in line with each other, so I can hide it just a bit easier by putting the wall going up the outside. And hopefully this should work quite well. And hopefully it will all look good in the end. Once we've done this side, we'll go over and do the other side, and then we'll figure out the top of the roof to make sure it all works correctly. So just there, and you can see I'm kind of figuring out how to make this look good on the outside, which I've done. Now it just covers up the gap quite nicely. So then you can see it kind of going into the roof and seeing what we can do, and just checking once again if this is going to work. But we can see that it's just not going to fit. But you can see me now putting in some some things to the top of the roof, even though they're not quite going to look perfect. I decided to just put two of these next to each other, just so that it has some sort of top to the roof, rather than just making it flat on the top. So you can see me figuring out kind of the top of the roof, and then what we'll do is we'll put a ceiling in below this, because I don't think this can look the greatest on the below of it, so actually in the second floor. But we'll make sure that this is all looking good before obviously we finish the video. And you can just see what I'm doing there on putting these in next to each other. So the roof kind of goes up on either side and then has a top on either side, just so that it looks a little bit more complete. I know it's not the greatest roof, but unfortunately I didn't have much choice, because I didn't think through the roof before I started. You can just see me there making sure it actually works properly by just changing the end piece, just so that it is a little bit more completed. So there we go, we have a roof that is complete as best as I could do. So you're going to see me kind of go into the house to sort the wall on this side. Okay, so you can just see what I have done. So we had a slight issue on this side as well, which I'm just trying to kind of clear up and hide. I might have to polish it off a little bit more off camera, but for now this will work. We're just going to try and quickly continue finding a way to hide it as best we can, but it's not looking too bad, and the structure of the house is now in place. So this is obviously what we have. I'll finish kind of finishing it off and making sure everything looks perfect between videos and between live streams. Just kind of doing a few slight changes to make it perfect, and I'll make sure to finish the house on camera, even if it's on a video or live stream, doesn't matter. But when we do it, the house will at least be as complete as we can make it. And I'm just kind of trying to finish this wall, sorry, which is slightly difficult because it's not quite linking up to the side of the wall properly, but I'll see if I can make it work. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.